friends, and good morning. Today we're going to see what we can harvest and preserve. This is part of the preservation series, but I do see a few things, so I was going to take you through my beds here and show you what I plan to do with all the items. But some of these tall marigolds are looking awesome. I think they'll carry us through to November if we don't have any daddy longleggers messing that up, but I think they're super pretty. Some of these dead ones though, I can take off and grab some of the seeds so we can save them for next year. But we're excited about this one. This was my son's bed and he wanted some tomatoes and flowers in there, and that's what he got. This is more of our beans, and some of them have dried off. This is good to go, good to harvest. I'm going to save those beans for next year. I'll just put them in some Mylar, make sure they're nice and dry, and then we'll go from there. We've been eating on those all season. And some of these are butterfly pea flower, but some are the Thunderbergia, so we can use them for tea, but I just plan to once again dry them out and then eventually use them for tea. So a fresh tea is really great with some of these, but I'm just going to leave them like that. Over here we still have another succession of peas coming in, but I am going to harvest some eucalyptus as well as some of the thyme over there. And then I have another classic eucalyptus right here and some more thyme. Thyme is great for pests, but it's also great for your immune system. So I apologize if someone's chatting over me, but that's how it goes, right? This bed is dying off. I did not get any carrots this year. I have had an influx of these tiny little caterpillars, which I'm okay with. That's totally fine. I think the closest I've come is this one, but there's a friend on there, so I'm going to wait for them to cocoon. Some of them are in their J stage, so they're ready to go, but it was a fun learning experience for the kids. We just did not get that many carrots because someone took over. We have some random basil right there that needs to, there we go. Is that going to focus? That needs to be harvested, so we're going to get that. And we're just going to dry the basil this year, and then we will make some pesto next year just because we have a bunch. I have one sunflower and a bunch more coming in eventually. No raspberries, no blackberries, but here they are. And then this bed doesn't have anything ready yet that I have seen. Some of the wax beans are coming in, but I'm just going to wait for them to get a little bit higher. Fuller is what I meant to say. Some peas are coming in, another succession of corn, and then I did not take the time to thin these beets, but I'll just show you, like, they're growing all over each other here. Someone wanted to see, but yeah, they're not like that big. And some of them, the roots are coming right off, but these are great. These beet greens to give to, well, that was a beet to give to Gomez and such, huh? Do you want this beet green? Do you want this beet green? You're hesitant of it? Here you go. Here you go. He's scared of the beet green. You're supposed to be my predator protection. You know who will eat it? The chickens. They love it. Oh, yeah? Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Go ahead. And you could also dry these for the winter months, which I love doing with greens, but honestly, you can grow a lot of greens in cold frames, which is what I'm going to do. My neighbor was getting rid of some old windows, so I'm going to put them over some of these beds and grow some greens in the winter time, just for some freshness for the girls. But yeah, looking good over here as well. We do have dianthus coming up right now. I don't think it will flower, but that's okay. And some nasturtium, which will be nice. Some of those leaves will be good for some like peppery salt. I like to do infused salt with my nasturtiums. Like, this is beautiful, will be perfect for that. I did see I saw some green beans over here. I'm gonna let that keep going. I know it looks like a bunch, but there's a method to the madness. I did have some florals coming in. This is a variety of Adalia, I believe. So pretty. And then over here we have tomatoes. So we just pick through them every single day and just get some of the blushing ones, and they eventually turn. I'd say it gives a few days till its true color, maybe a week. Then I need some rosemary. I plan on doing some rosemary hair wash, so it's just really boiled down water with some rosemary and maybe some vitamin E oil, and I find that helps with some scalp stimulation to do like a hair growth serum, if that makes sense, if you've never heard of that. I also have pumpkins coming in here and some squash, and then this pumpkin's ready to go. Super pretty. This guy's dying off, but I'm so happy we did the arched trellises. These are always linked in my store. I think they're on sale right now too. Yay. And then my postpartum garden, if you were here for that, is looking mighty fine. We have yarrow that kind of died off, and then the milkweed did its job. It really brought in some pollinators, and we can see monarch butterflies, which is awesome. We have some aloe. I'm actually going to transfer part of that plant and bring it inside, and then some to the greenhouse. I have lemon balm going wild, of course. Lemon balm's amazing. And then I have pineapple sage right here. You can use the whole plant. So I'm going to take some of these stalks and string them up to dry. And then I also have some lavender that's sneaking under there that definitely could be used for so many different things. And then we have basil. So this basil is really popping off. It's so fragrant, and I think it's so pretty. I've just been letting it kind of bush out, and then I will get some and dry it out. And then over here we just have nasturtium. So we still have strawberries coming in. And then I think that was it for that part of the garden. Over here we have some zinnias, so I was just going to make a quick little bouquet. And next year remind me to plant so many more. And I was excited. I think Tim brought this up, a friend on here, that goldenrod season is upon us, and mine are not ready yet, but I do have some goldenrod down there, and I do have some day roses, so I'm pretty excited about that. I do have a hollyberry as well. I don't know if you can see it. There's quite a few medicinals in that portion of the woods, so I'm excited to head down there. But right now, let me just get a little harvest basket going. I'm going to take 5 minutes and do some cuts. I forgot to mention there are those windows for the cold frame. They went through and did their whole house, so there were some larger ones, but I really wanted to build a greenhouse with some of the windows. I just wasn't sure how to go about doing that, so I'm collecting them, but right now I'm going to use them for the cold frame. And then I have harvest baskets, but I like laying everything out flat, so I'm just going to place everything onto here, and then I'll show you the end result. I think harvest baskets are super cute and beautiful, but I'm going to be realistic with you. I don't have a clean one, and I usually just put things in my shirt, in a big shirt, or I put it on something flat like that.
For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
All right, here's what we have. We have some pineapple sage, some comfrey, basil, lemon balm. I have some wood sorrel down there for some fresh tea this morning, some lavender and eucalyptus, and now I'm just going through the marigolds and picking some dry ones. Each flower has, I don't know, 50 to 100 little seeds in it. It's pretty incredible. I always suggest doing marigolds because I get mine 4 for $1, 4 packets for $1 at Dollar Tree. and then we just plant them. So next year I plan to do rows and rows of marigolds, and it's okay, and zinnias, and just a bunch of cut flowers. I think will be super pretty on this hill here, and I can't wait. So yeah, I see. So yes, we are going to end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed this little garden haul and all of the in-between. I'm gonna head inside here and put this on the drying rack. It's pretty, I don't know, easy. This garden was awesome to maintain, and I'm just excited. So, oh, we do have some long beans right here. Yay, that's a big one. We'll have to bring that inside and show it off a little bit. All right, so I do keep them in the garage for a day or two, just let the bugs come off of them. And then I bring them to the drying rack, which I'll show you here in one sec. Alrighty, this is our fancy dancy drying rack. I just have it in my shower. And this isn't really utilized, so there's not a lot of moisture coming out of here. But if you are new here, we did this little, I don't know, garden haul probably last month, and they've been drying in there. I'm going to continue to keep them drying. They're pretty bone dry, but they're just easy to have in here. This is the most natural way to dry them, in my opinion. They don't get moldy, and I can utilize them for the future. So we have lavender, we have comfrey, pretty much the same setup. This is lemon balm here, and then I'll show you what I do when they're done drying in this area. There are so many methods of drying. You could dehydrate. I believe you could freeze dry. I just don't prefer doing that. I do have a dehydrator though. Okay, and then I bring them down to my little in-home apothecary. And if you're new here, I kind of set this up probably 2 months ago, and I've just been loving it. I will link this shelf, but it has all the bells and whistles. It has a lock drawer, which is great. And then back here, it does have a way to charge things if you need, like a dehydrator, or maybe you need to suck some air out of a jar. But I have just about everything. I have flats and rings. I have extra water there, and then I have some decorations, so forget that. My mom also brought me a lot of her mason jars, which is helpful. So I have those, and then just cranberry juice, extra jars, extra vessels. I have some vanilla. I have most of my tinctures here. My neighbor was getting rid of some roasters and crock pots. I always like to have them for just about anything, but I have been wanting to melt down some infusions with beeswax, so that is really nice to just have an extra one laying around. I have some amber glasses, and then up here are some of my tinctures from different stores that I like. I like TRS for heavy metal detox. I have some essential oils, but I'm not a huge fan. And then I have some of my parasitic detoxes, and then down here I do have some walnuts and some alcohol, just sit in for a rainy day. I have a bunch. I have videos on what I like to keep on hand, but it is nice to have everything. And then once the herbs dry, they go up here. So we have yarrow, we have lavender buds, we have pineapple sage, and some comfrey. And I grind them up here, and sometimes I just put them fresh in a tea. It really depends. So that is the 3-step process. I just grab them, and then I dry them or choose a method of preservation, and then I store them for a rainy day. Pretty simple, and it's also fun. Just get knowledgeable. I will link my favorite book, and you can start on your herbal apothecary journey, preparedness journey today.